So, I happen to have with me Huawei P30 and Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro 5G. From now on, I'll just call it Xiaomi. And why not make a little camera comparison? Okay, let's start with a few information. So, Xiaomi is a year and a half younger than Huawei. It has a 108 megapixel sensor that is almost double the size of sensor that's in P30. It doesn't have zoom camera, and it has ultra wide camera with 13 megapixels f2.4 without autofocus. And for its third camera, it's 5 megapixel macro camera with autofocus. So Huawei has completely different camera setup. The main sensor is 40 megapixel. It's only 1 inch or 1.7. It has a zoom camera, 8 megapixel, around 80 millimeter telephoto, with of course autofocus, optical image stabilization, and f2.4. And for the ultra wide, it has 16 megapixel f2.2 with autofocus. So the question is, can 108 megapixel sensor, huge sensor, 1 inch over 1.33 with optical image stabilization, be better than 40 megapixel sensor that is tweaked by Huawei and Leica? Can that main sensor be better than zoom sensor? So can digital crop finally be better than real optics? And can 16 megapixel ultra wide camera from Huawei beat the 5 megapixel macro camera from Xiaomi? Okay, so let's start. I have a few photos with different lenses, and let's start with the beginning. Okay, this is you'll always see by the names here, pixel or if just IMG, but you'll also see by resolution which one is it. And let's go. Okay, so this is 1x shot, and let's see some writing. Here you can see how bigger sensor from Xiaomi just gets more details. Look at the cheesecake here written. It's not bad on Huawei, but it's kind of more visible on Xiaomi. Same thing here. But some people will actually prefer this one. But for my opinion, in this photo, Xiaomi is better. Let's see a bit of HDR. Maybe here where highlights are. Yeah, not enough info to get any conclusion. Okay, now let's see this. Okay, so this is with ultra wide cameras on both phones, and let's zoom a bit. Huawei has f2.2, so this is Huawei, and this is Xiaomi's 2.4. As you can see, details are much better on Huawei. Look at the texture here. So details are better, but everything else kind of the same. So ultra wide cameras, yeah, probably the same. Let's see here, yeah. So detail better on Huawei. This is maybe 1x, I don't know, maybe 1x or digital 2x. Let's see. Okay, so judging by the resolution, this is the pixel, this is the Huawei, and here the pixel, sorry, when I say pixel I mean Xiaomi, that with Gcam, so yeah, the pixel is written here. Yeah, most of the photos are with Gcam because Gcam is better than stock. So I'd say better maybe on Xiaomi, but nothing too serious. Okay, this is ultra wide in very low light conditions in a car. And yeah, you can see how much better Huawei does it. This is what you get when you make brighter lens with autofocus. And let's not forget that Huawei still has the best low light software on phones. So yeah, definitely Huawei wins. This is the same photo but with the main sensor. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'd say Xiaomi wins here, definitely. Yeah, main sensor, Xiaomi takes the win almost every time so far. This picture is, yeah, this is, shouldn't be here, sorry. Okay, let's see a portrait shot. Sorry, not portrait shot, shot of the portrait, not with the portrait mode. So this is my cousin. And let's see here. So HDR much better on Xiaomi. You can see how buildings in the back have much more detailed colors on Xiaomi with the G-Cam than with the stock cam on Huawei. But let's see textures. Yeah, textures also much better on Xiaomi. So yeah, this 108 megapixel sensor is actually really amazing. Look at the eyes, look at the color. So you can't get this with this smaller Xiaomi sensor. Don't get me wrong, this is great photo on Huawei, but Xiaomi just takes a win here, definitely. Yeah, I'm very impressed with its main camera sensor. Okay, what do we have here? Let's see. Okay, so this is 3x shot. Okay, this is interesting to see how G-Cam compares to the real 3x lens. Let's zoom in a bit. And yeah, I think everything is clear. You can never top the best, the real optics. Look at the details on the car, look at the details on the tires, look at the text in the background, look at this. So yeah, when you're shooting with a real lens, you will get better results. I mean, this digital crop is amazing, don't get me wrong, this is great quality, but when you compare it to the real thing, it's not really there. So basically, if at least they replaced its 5 megapixel macro camera with a real zoom on Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro, man, that would be killer of a phone, especially in combination with G-Cam. I mean, I like how G-Cam controls highlights here, but when you compare the whole photo, it's just much better on Huawei. Okay, so this is a harsh lighting condition. So the sun was coming up and I was shooting directly to it. And as you can see, Xiaomi does have some artifacts here with a little bit of color, you can see. But man, the quality overall is just much better on Xiaomi, details and everything. This one looks more natural, but if you want to get more details and you don't care about noise, this is a photo from you. Yeah, it's very noisy at the edges, but man, details are great. And I'd say the HDR, come on, look how it's blown out here, how it's normal here. So yeah, this main sensor really is great. Okay, here also the main sensor. Okay, I like Huawei is much better here actually. That's what I noticed with this sensor. This is the same sensor that's on Xiaomi Mi 10 and Note 10, Mi 10 Pro. It has some problems focusing near. Okay, when you're near the object, it will sometimes miss the focus and it will focus on stuff that are a bit further. And when you have smaller sensor and better optics, probably like on Huawei, it will never miss an autofocus. Okay, same thing, main sensor, different color approaches, but better image quality on Xiaomi definitely. Okay, this is 10x zoom. As you can see, it's much better on Huawei. Here you get some, they're both messy, but here you can at least say apart house from house, and here everything is just kind of stuck together. So yeah, so far my findings are that Huawei is better with ultra wide, low light and zoom, and the main camera and portraits are better with Xiaomi. Okay, this is interesting. As you can see, there are huge photos. This one is 108 megapixels, this is 40 megapixels. Let's see. Well, the results are as I thought they would be. Much more details on 108 megapixel photo. Let's see, like this. Yeah, much more details. Leaves, much better contrast. So yeah, bigger sensor this time really took the win. No discussion there. Okay, this is interesting. Look at this. So this is Gcam, this is stock Xiaomi cam, and this is P30 with 3x zoom. So you can see how better Gcam does than the stock cam. I mean, this is unbelievable difference, okay? But when you take a real shot with a real optical zoom camera, you just get a much better image quality. No digital zoom can do this. Okay, yeah, it's kind of same photo with 1x shot, a bit boring. Better on Pixel, sorry, Xiaomi with Pixel cam. So yeah. Okay, 10x digital zoom. Much better quality. Look at this, much better quality on Huawei. No artifacts, anything, and just digital zoom. This is great for 10x digital zoom, but this one is much better. Okay, and let's see macro. Okay, so Xiaomi has a real macro camera, but Huawei has a macro mode, and it uses its ultra-wide camera, and you get, for me, let me see. Okay, you see more details here on Xiaomi, but when you zoom in Huawei, it kinda looks better for me. So yeah, to sum up, camera champion between these two, it's hard to tell. First of all, if you used stock cameras, Xiaomi would have no chance against P30 whatsoever. But we are modern people, we know our phones, we know how to install Gcam. That's why I've used Gcam. And when you use Gcam, main sensor, much better than results than on Huawei. So I give that win to Xiaomi. Ultra wide, it has autofocus on Huawei. It doesn't have autofocus on Xiaomi. It has it has sharper lens, brighter lens. So I give that point to Huawei. For digital zoom and optical zoom, Huawei takes the win. And yeah, so that's 2-1 for Huawei, but there's one thing I didn't do a video on, and that's video quality. And video quality, you just can't beat this Xiaomi video. So yeah, point for video definitely goes to Xiaomi. Which one would I use? Well, actually I'd still use Huawei because I think it has more fun software. You can use zoom camera in pro mode, you can use long exposure modes with all cameras. There's a lot of options in the camera that you can actually use more on Huawei, and it's more compact and it has AMOLED. I like it more for that. But for most of the people that only use main camera, I would recommend Xiaomi. I never thought I would say that, but yeah, I would recommend Xiaomi. Thank you for listening to the end, and see you in the next video.